Hi there, having faith through the flames here, and today I was driving home, and not just like a little drive home, but a big drive home, a 4-hour drive home, and I'm on this long, windy road, and I just hear God say, pull over, and he says, pull over, pull over, you're going to see people going by me. I'm just driving home, and God said, pull over. Because as I'm sitting here by myself on this long drive home, my mind starts swirling with all the things that are going on in my life. Some things are amazing. Some things I have been waiting for my whole life, and they're finally coming to fruition. And some things are difficult, and I don't know how I'm going to get through them. The pain and loss of family. The bewilderment of how is this going to work? How financially am I going to be able to do this? You guys don't know this, but I am married now, and I'm very happily married, but we do not live in the same place. We live on opposite sides of our state. So I don't understand how this is supposed to work, but I knew God wanted me to marry this man. So now we travel. He comes to my house, I go to his house, and it's hard because there's the 4-hour drive where I have to sit there and kind of contemplate because there's no radio stations way out here. There's nothing. It's kind of really recluse. And I just get to be in my mind and all these little whispers happening in my mind that make me go, I don't know how I'm going to do this. How am I going to financially pay for this? How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to help our dreams come true? I look at my children and I wonder, how am I being a good mother? Am I doing the right thing by them? And I just keep having these doubts and keep having these fears. What am I going to do? I can't do this. And on this long and winding road, I just hear in my heart, but I can. You can't do this. You never were meant to do this. I can. It's been a while, you guys. It's been a long while. But he said, pull over. Let's have a talk. Greatness is not always bestowed on the most able-bodied person. Greatness can be bestowed on anybody and everybody. God has a plan for every single person's life. For the wayward child who gave up on Christ because life didn't work out the way they thought it should. To the young couple who are just starting out. To the older generation who are now trying to move on to the next stage of life and trying to figure that out. To the taxpayers, today is tax day, and that's stressful in itself. All these things are just a step in where God is taking us. It's a step on our route towards our ultimate goal, which is knowing Him and seeing Him in heaven. And in greatness, we're not always the Elon Musks. We're not always the Donald Trumps. We're not always these very powerful people. When David met Goliath, Goliath talked about how weak David's people were and how he was the strongest of strong and his sword was huge and he would pummel them into the ground. And David talked about God. David talked about how powerful God was. He not once said anything about himself. He only talked about his God because he knew that he was nothing without him. And for 4 months, you guys, I went and I started doing things on my own to make things happen. But you guys, things were happening. Things were happening whether I was helping or not. This is God's plan, not my plan. And the more that I sink into that, the more free I feel. For some reason, I feel like when I'm controlling everything, I have control and things will go the way I want them to. And I don't have to be afraid because I'm in control and I know I can do this. But then I'm hit with those days that I realize I can't do this. I never could. It's only through the grace of God that I am where I am. So if you're facing a difficult thing today, if you're at a place in your life where you just don't know how to get through, or if you're at the most amazing, wonderful point in your life, and you're like, it doesn't get any better than this. It does. It does. You guys, God is not done with you. God is greater than you can even imagine and more than you could ever be. Sink into that. In your loss, sink into God. In your excitement, sink into God. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my drive home. And I'm just going to sink into God and hear what He has next for me. Because I don't know anymore. Should I put money towards this or that? Do I help this person or do I help that person? Do I push my kids to spend time with me or do I let them be? These are the questions I have, and I know there's people out there with much worse things going on in their lives. But remember, we're in this together. Reach out for prayer if you need it. Reach out with joy if you want to celebrate. I'm here for it all. You guys, I love you so much. I'm sorry it's been so long, but it won't be anymore. Love you guys. Bye.